At a place called Country A, City L was currently submerged in a crimson sky. According to news from the city's meteorological bureau, at 12 o'clock tonight, the highest temperature in City L reached the benchmark of 52 degrees Celsius. Currently, the high-temperature weather in our city has lasted for 15 days, and observation data shows it will continue for a few more days. The harmful effects of the continuously rising and prolonged temperature can be clearly seen. Plants are withering, the ground is stifling, and insects are slowly dying off. Oh my God, it's truly hot enough to die. The workers at the construction site were drenched in sweat, lamenting, "Luckily we have cooling fans, otherwise we'd die of heat stroke right here." Residents are requested to limit going outdoors. Relevant departments have actively implemented measures to ensure normal water and electricity supply. Not far away, the sound of the radio kept ringing with reminders. This is absolutely ridiculous. The cooling vest I'm wearing is about to melt away. Damn it, why haven't I seen a notice to stop work yet? A guy in a car lamented while watching the news. Just then, two workers who were digging accidentally discovered something very hard. It looked like a stone, but had two pitch-black holes, looking truly like two eyes. But when looking closely at the thing in their hands, both realized it looked very much like a human face. The guy in the car saw the two dazed like that and opened his mouth to curse. "Hey, you two over there, hurry up and come here to rest a bit. Don't let the heat make you drop dead there. Get in the car. This temperature is enough to roast a person alive." The two left without noticing that the human-faced stone they left behind earlier had begun to undergo a mutation. Countless tentacles appeared from within to control the face, and sharp fangs slowly revealed themselves from the mouth. A moment later, a delivery guy, ignoring the intense heat, was transporting goods to the destination. Sorry, I'll deliver it right away." Why are there still people out doing construction at this time? Oh no, I'm about to be late. "Hey guys, can I squeeze through here? I'm running late." Go ahead. Delivering goods in this heat isn't easy." The people on the truck happily let the delivery guy pass. But neither side noticed that the piece of human-faced stone had gotten close and crawled straight into the delivery guy's pant leg. "So I'll get going first. You guys take your time working." But as the delivery guy passed, the worker on the truck clearly noticed a transformation occurring on his neck. Muscles were squirming and bulging, looking extremely terrifying. Do I have heat stroke? To the point of having hallucinations? Country A, City L. Current temperature is 52 degrees Celsius. At subway station XX. Next station is station XX. Passengers, please hold on to the handrails. The subway was packed with people crowding together. So tight I could die. More and more people are taking the subway. It's so hot up there. If we don't come down here to crowd, what else can we do? It's deadly hot. And on the subway right now is our male protagonist, Xiaojie, who also has to rely on the subway to escape the heat. Xiaojie's phone rang. It was his mother calling. "Hello, Mom?" "Yes, don't worry, I'm on the subway. Today is my last day of work. Tonight let's have a really good meal to celebrate, okay, Mom?" "You don't need to worry. I've arranged everything for the move. Besides, I checked, and the climate over there is much more pleasant than here. We just need to stay here for the rest of today." Suddenly, Xiaojie noticed his shoelace snapped on its own, a bad premonition rising in his head. But it's probably just a feeling, right? It probably won't be anything. Just get through today, and everything will be better.
The station ahead is XX Station. Passengers, please prepare to disembark. Whew. The pedestrian tunnel is still packed with people as always. Maybe I should go above ground. I can't be late for work today. So Xiaojie decided to take a separate route, enduring the scorching 52 degrees Celsius heat to run on the highway. Even though the road was very deserted, for some reason, the delivery driver uncle still almost crashed into Xiaojie. "Sorry about that. I'm running late, so I'm in a bit of a rush."
"Really? What is this about? That uncle truly is. I just pray that nothing headache-inducing happens today." Just then, Xiaojie accidentally bumped into a middle-aged man holding a liquor bottle, blocking his path. "Oh, going to work already? Where's this month's money? Or do you need me to go straight to the loan shark company in this building to borrow some for you? I'll use your name to borrow it. Does that sound good to you, son?" As he spoke, he raised the liquor bottle in his hand and swung it straight towards Xiaojie's head. "Don't be afraid of him. Don't be afraid of him. Don't show it. Just like before, must hold it in." Xiaojie told himself, while putting on an emotionless face, ignoring the bottle about to hit his head. Tch, that disgusting, nauseating face again. It seemed the middle-aged man didn't actually dare to strike. Then, Xiaojie obediently took money out of his pocket and handed it to him. Anyway, today is the last time. Tomorrow I will be completely free from all of this. I've given you the money, so don't bother my mother anymore. That old man turned out to be Xiaojie's father. After receiving the money, he happily left. I'm off. Wear a card, make lots of money, okay? When Xiaojie reached the building, he happened to run into the delivery driver who had almost hit him earlier. Wow, it's really cool in here. Gotta stand and enjoy the AC for a bit. Ending number 6789? Sorry, the food is here. The recipient was a pot-bellied middle-aged man. Here, over here. Why are you so late? You're 20 minutes late. Why are the cold noodles all hot now? How am I supposed to eat this like this? I waited so long and you deliver this kind of thing to me? Can't you do anything right? Someone like you can only work as a delivery driver, you know that. Seeing this uncle being scolded severely, Xiaojie realized, isn't this the person who almost crashed into him earlier? Truly pitiful enough. But whatever, I have to hurry and clock in. Is the hot weather my fault? Do you believe I'll give you a 1-star rating now? It seemed the buyer didn't intend to let this go. The delivery driver heard this and immediately panicked. Please don't give me 1 star. I still have a small child to raise. If I get a 1-star rating, a lot of money will be deducted. I beg you.
Xiaojie tried to turn a blind eye to this incident, thinking it was going too far, but decided he shouldn't interfere in other people's business. Today was the last day. Control. He must control himself. Eventually, Xiaojie couldn't hold back and spoke up. Hey, he already said he has a small child to raise. Don't be so harsh. But when Xiaojie turned around, he discovered that the delivery driver's face had become extremely terrifying. Don't give a 1-star review. I begged you, didn't I? Are you deaf? Do you understand human language? I forbid you to give a 1-star review. The more he spoke, the scarier the delivery driver became, scaring the employee who intended to give the 1-star review into wetting his pants on the spot. Thus, in front of all the employees like Xiaojie in that building, the delivery driver officially underwent a complete mutation. His appearance now was no different from a terrifying monster surrounded by many tentacles. Clearly, today was supposed to be the last day, yet was he really unable to return? Facing that terrifying thing, Xiaojie wondered inwardly, what the hell is this? What exactly is standing in front of me? Before the question in Xiaojie's mind could be answered, the head of the man who had the conflict with the delivery driver was bitten clean off his neck. The scene unfolded right in front of everyone. Some reacted quickly, screaming in fear and running away, while others were so scared they froze in place. Someone was so terrified they came up with an excuse to rationalize it. Why run? It's definitely fake. They must be filming. Even if they are filming, they should have notified us. Take this for filming. The monster opened its mouth wide and shot a human-faced tentacle straight onto that person's face. In the blink of an eye, his face was eaten clean by the monster, the flesh on his face disappearing rapidly.
At this moment, countless tentacle monsters were ceaselessly spewing out from the monster's mouth. The crowd finally realized how terrifying the monster was. Everyone, including Xiaojie, immediately ran for their lives. Among those fleeing, an extremely hot girl hurriedly grabbed the arm of the guy next to her. I can't run anymore. Please help me. I will definitely repay you well. Seeing the girl's hot body, the security guard's white knight instinct immediately surged. You run ahead. Leave this place to me. He immediately turned around to face the swarm of monsters head on. The girl smiled, secretly thinking how easy it was. Men, huh? Truly a bunch of idiots with a death wish. The security guard quickly smashed a few tentacle monsters. Damn it, let's fight. This is the first time in my life a beauty has needed me. These things look disgusting but seem easy to kill. Listen to my command. You go find a weapon for self-defense while I stand. Before he could even finish his sentence, the security guard was grabbed by the neck by a tentacle monster. Fresh blood immediately gushed out. Save me, he screamed miserably, begging for help from the people around him. But everyone was terrified. Who would dare step forward to save him?
Finally, it was Xiaojie who took action. He ran over, grabbed the monster attached to the security guard's neck, and forcibly pulled it away. However, the monster's tentacles had already plunged deep into his flesh. No matter how hard he pulled, they wouldn't break, as if the monster and the guard's body had merged into one. Hey, why aren't you running? Waiting to die? Why care about him? He's just a lowly security guard.
Some people shouted while fleeing, warning Xiaojie. Just a lowly security guard? It seemed these words stimulated the guard who was in the midst of mutation. Damn it, I always help you bastards, and the result is you still look down on me. You scumbags, go die, all of you. Trash. Just a lowly security guard, huh? Then let me show you. Let's see if you dare look down on me anymore. Dare to despise me. Dare to scorn me. Xiaojie realized the security guard was becoming exactly like the delivery driver uncle from earlier. Now wasn't the time for analysis. He could only shout, urging everyone to run away. The guard became extremely frenzied, opening his mouth wide and lunging at the crowd. People were bitten by the monster guard one by one, while others were wrapped in tentacles, a truly horrific scene. Damn it, I have to stay calm. Control it, control it. I need to find a way out of here immediately. Restroom or elevator? Finally, Xiaojie and the hot girl squeezed into the elevator, where countless others were already hiding. But when the elevator doors closed, a beeping sound rang out. It turned out to be overloaded. The maximum was 10 people, but there were 11 inside. The two who just got in, one of you get out. Hurry up. One person leave immediately, or we'll all die here. The hot girl looked at Xiaojie, making up an excuse about having a small child at home to force him to leave the elevator. Finally, after giving her a look full of hidden meaning, Xiaojie had to risk his life and dash out of the elevator. As Xiaojie's back left the elevator, the girl smiled the smile of a victor.
Damn it, why did it turn out like this? Clearly there was only one last day left. Clearly I was about to escape all of this. I absolutely cannot die here. Xiaojie ran straight towards the men's restroom and closed the door, using his body to block the swarm of tentacle monsters from rushing inside. Seeing that it had become quiet outside, Xiaojie exhaustedly sat down on the ground and let out a sigh of relief. That was too dangerous. I'm safe for now, right? All right, the restroom on the first floor has a window. I can crawl out through the window. But just as this thought occurred to Xiaojie, several tentacle monsters jumped towards the window from outside. It turned out that the situation outside wasn't much better. The people out there were also being brutally slaughtered by the mutant monsters. Could it be that this entire city has already been taken over by the monsters? Xiaojie, attracted by the scene outside the window, was unaware that a tentacle monster had snuck in to attack him from behind. However, with his agile reflexes, Xiaojie managed to dodge just in time before the monster could touch him. He then immediately grabbed a nearby stick and smashed the monster. That was too dangerous. If he hadn't reacted in time, the outcome would have been hard to say. It seems this place isn't safe either. Just as I thought, even the phone doesn't work, and there are monsters everywhere outside. Going underground might be a good idea. Calm down. That's right. The underground passage, built due to the hot weather, connects directly to the adjacent building, and the basement of that building leads straight to the XX subway station. All right, let's take the underground passage. Mom, you must wait for me to come back, Xiaojie told himself, then broke the stick into a sharp point and started to step outside. At this moment, the scene outside had become extremely gruesome. Corpses lay scattered everywhere, with only the security guard monster gnawing on its spoils. There was only one monster there, and the path wasn't far, just a left turn, but he absolutely could not let it notice him. Xiaojie didn't even dare to breathe loudly, creeping inch by inch toward the passage location. Since the monster wasn't paying attention, he gradually approached the door handle. Just as Xiaojie was about to open the door, a sound suddenly rang out. The security guard monster was attracted by the noise. It roared and charged straight toward it, not stopping even as it passed Xiaojie. That must have been someone's footsteps just now, but whatever, I can leave now. It seems the footsteps just now belonged to the hot girl. At this moment, she was being chased by a pack of tentacle monsters from behind. Like Xiaojie, she chose to run into the restroom to hide, but she was completely unaware that the security guard monster had appeared beside her at some point. So it's you, little sister. Where is the repayment you promised me? So scary, what should I do? Wait, if this guy can still talk, then I can just treat him like a man. Calm down. If it's about men, I have a way. She summoned all her courage to stroke the monster's face. You must live a very miserable life, right? Being a security guard and helping others so often is truly admirable. Anyway, I'm about to die soon. In this final moment, I want to warm your heart. You have to be good, okay?
Every word she said seemed to soothe the monster significantly. It no longer appeared as terrifying as before. Sure enough, Whether monster or man, they are all the same. So what should be done next to escape from here? But the monster quickly realized something was wrong. It roared in anger. "You're lying to me, aren't you?" The hot girl realized things were bad. This monster was much smarter than those pig-brained men. She intended to run away, but how could she be faster than a raging monster? Am I really going to die here? At this moment, she remembered the image of her little daughter at home. That was the image she wanted to see most before dying. Thwack! Right at the moment of seeming despair, Xiaojie suddenly appeared, using his sharp stick handle to stab hard into the monster's body. Since I was small, I have been used to suppressing my own emotions, whether happiness, sadness, excitement, or even panic and fear. I have to control them. Facing that terrifying monster, Xiaojie didn't understand why he had enough courage to fight it. "What are you standing there spacing out for? Go now!" Seeing Xiaojie standing frozen, the girl hurriedly pulled Xiaojie's hand to run out of the room. But naturally, that security guard monster wouldn't let the two off easily. It immediately chased closely behind. Xiaojie knew that running like this wasn't the solution. Sooner or later, the monster would catch up to them. "I'll hold it back. You run to the underground passage and wait for me." Xiaojie immediately smashed the fire cabinet, taking out a fire extinguisher to fight the monster. When the monster lunged at him, he squeezed the handle hard, spraying out a massive amount of cold, compressed CO2. The monster's body groaned in pain. Xiaojie hadn't expected the fire extinguisher to actually be effective against this creature. He had temporarily controlled the monster, right? At this moment, that girl had run to a safe place, watching Xiaojie fight the monster from a distance. It was truly a situation hanging by a thread. But was that guy reliable? What would happen if she saved him? "I just saved him earlier. We don't owe each other anything. You can't go against your beliefs," sang Xiaomei. However, the fire extinguisher in Xiaojie's hand had its limits. After spraying for a short while, it ran out of gas. And right at that moment, the door leading down to the tunnel was shut by Zhang Xiaomei, locked from the inside. Xiaojie ran towards the door, wanting to open it, but discovering it couldn't be opened. It had been locked by that girl. Xiaojie knew he had nowhere left to run. Behind him, the terrifying monster was charging forward, so he could only utter his dying words. "Number 120 XX Road, Building 13, Room 301. Please help me confirm if my mother is still safe. I'm counting on you." Mother? Zhang Xiaomei was flushed with confusion by Xiaojie's words. If her own child were to meet with such a misfortune, if she opened the door quickly to let him in, it would surely be fine, right? But when Xiaomei opened the door, Xiaojie already had a tentacle monster clinging tightly to his face, and his whole body toppled over in front of the door. Seeing the door open, the security guard monster roared in rage and charged straight at Xiaomei. Terrified, she wanted to close the door, but it was blocked by Xiaojie's body. "I'm sorry, but you've already been bitten, right? I have to survive, so please forgive me this one time. I promise I will definitely go find your mother." Great, it moved a little, just a bit more. But as she tried to push Xiaojie out, the security guard monster was already right in front of her. Was it too late? Well, perhaps this was the price she deserved to pay. Just then, a glass wine bottle flew from somewhere and smashed straight into the monster's face, making it pause its action in anger. "Damn it, I only had a few of these left, and now I have to waste them all on you, you disgusting freak." "Are you unhurt? There is a shelter on the top floor. All the survivors have gone up there. But first, stop worrying about that corpse." "A shelter? Is this drunkard's word reliable? The monster has been provoked by that drunkard. It stopped attacking the girl and switched to attacking him. Close the door. Hide first. Talk later. I'm about to light it up." Facing the charging monster, he showed no sign of fear, but when he reached back to find his gear, he realized his pocket was torn. "Oh crap, where did my lighter go? Is the backpack torn? Must have been from running in a hurry earlier." At this moment, Xiaomei approached to check on Xiaojie and found he was still breathing. Wasn't he bitten? He might turn into a monster like those people. "Sorry, given the situation, I can't take the risk." Just then, the drunkard shouted toward Xiao Mei. "Hey, over there, help me look for a lighter, quick!" Ch! City-level freestyle wrestling champion, provincial boxing runner-up, top in physical training for years. That's me, Wang Kai, your daddy. As he spoke, the drunkard dodged all the monster's attacks, even fighting bare-handed. "I'm not afraid of you, kid." Then came a direct punch to the monster's face. This punch had considerable power, knocking the monster straight to the floor. "Hey, check that corpse's pocket immediately. If we don't burn it, we can't hold it back for long." Although Wang Kai's punch was strong, the monster stood up again immediately. It seems physical attacks have no effect on it. A memory flashed back while Xiao Jie was unconscious. "Damn it, where's my lighter? I just want to smoke and can't even light it. This is maddening. Hey, you hag." Suddenly, he smashed a wine bottle straight onto Xiao Jie's mother's head. "Did you hide my lighter again? Or did that little brat of yours hide it? You two useless pieces of trash. You only know how to sponge off me. You can't even prepare a lighter for your father. Then what use are you? Where's the lighter? Find the lighter for me now."
Meanwhile, back in reality, Xiao Mei was searching for a lighter on Xiao Ji's body. Right at that moment, he suddenly woke up from that terrifying memory. "A lighter? I always carry one with me." As he spoke, he fished a lighter out of his pocket and simultaneously shouted at Wang Kai to throw the wine bottle, knowing exactly what he intended to do with the lighter. Wang Kai was somewhat surprised. He had assumed Xiao Ji had been bitten to death, but unexpectedly, the guy stood up as if nothing had happened. However, Wang Kai still followed Xiao Ji's instruction, throwing all the alcohol at the security guard monster, drenching its entire body in spirits. Then it was Xiao Ji's turn to act. He immediately set fire to the monster, causing its massive body to be engulfed in flames.
It seems that fire is indeed the nemesis of the monster. Its body quickly melts away, accompanied by miserable screams. "Looks like it worked. I burned one like this before, but I have to say, you're pretty good. My name is Wang Kai. What about you?" Facing Wang Kai's enthusiasm, Xiao Jie is not in a hurry to get acquainted, because he discovers that the monster seems to be still alive. Its fingers are still moving. Just like that, in front of the three of them, the monster slowly stands up again. Good, very good. Only this kind of temperature can trigger evolution. This time, the monster is countless times larger than before. It has truly evolved. The three of them no longer have the will to fight and immediately turn to run away. But before they can get very far, the monster suddenly opens its mouth and roars, the sound waves immediately making all three dizzy. Deep in Xiao Jie's subconscious, countless terrifying faces stare at him. "Oh, so you know fear too. Good. Be afraid. Keep fearing. Let it all out, and you will receive evolution." The moment the monsters seem to have invaded Xiao Jie's body, he suddenly recalls his past. No, fear, for me, is just an emotional change that can be controlled. The monsters now look at Xiao Jie with fear. To them right now, Xiao Jie is the real monster. Xiao Jie quickly breaks free from the hallucination created by the evolved monster, but the other two are not so lucky. They are trapped in some kind of nightmare, their mouths constantly apologizing and showing fear. They have also sunk into hallucinations. What should he do? Right at this moment, the monster suddenly shoots out two tentacles, stabbing straight into the backs of the other two. Xiao Jie immediately picks up a glass shard and rushes over to slash off the monster's tentacles.
"You want emotions, don't you? Come here." Xiao Jie immediately released 30% of his fear, which consisted of countless emotions from his past. "You have to understand this, son. The more you cry, the more I'll beat you. Still crying? Stuff those tears back in. Crying again, are you? If you keep crying, I'll beat your mother too." After every sentence, Xiao Jie was brutally beaten by his father. Because of this, he was able to mold an expressionless face. No emotion, no fear, no pain. That's right. Does this emotion look more appetizing? Just as the monster was attracted by Xiao Jie's alluring pile of emotions, he seized the opportunity to stab it right in the mouth. The monster screamed in pain, simultaneously controlling its tentacles to barrage Xiao Jie with attacks. I have to lure it out first. If fire doesn't work, what will? Watching Xiao Jie's retreating figure luring the monster away, Wang Kai slowly woke up from his hallucination. That boy, why is he just as impulsive as that person, I wonder? Then Wang Kai shook Xiao Mei awake.
It must be because of that monster. It made me recall some very unpleasant memories. Well, no matter what, I have to go help that boy. You find a safe place to hide for now. Goodbye, if we can ever meet again." At this moment, Xiao Jie was still struggling to flee from the monster while constantly thinking of a way to deal with it. If fire couldn't do anything to it, then let's try the opposite. I'll have to take a gamble. Xiao Jie ran straight toward the freezer room. Due to the strong impact force, the freezer room door was smashed open, and both the monster and Xiao Jie rushed straight inside. The monster kept screaming, demanding emotions, but just as its tentacles were about to touch Xiao Jie's body, the temperature of -35 degrees Celsius turned its body into a block of ice. It actually worked? It seems like when I used the fire extinguisher, but this is probably just temporary. Xiao Jie immediately stood up, grabbed the iron bar next to him, and smashed the monster's body. Its smashed head did not regenerate. Was the monster really killed? But Xiao Jie was thinking too simply. Immediately after, countless tentacles burst out from the monster's body and grabbed him. At this moment, a sense of despair rose within Xiao Jie. It seemed he really was going to die here. But right at this moment, Wang Kai appeared just in time. In his hand was an axe. As he swung in at the monster, he kept cursing at it. "Die! Die for me, you filthy monster!" Wang Kai didn't stop until the monster's body turned into a pile of mush and showed no movement. Xiao Jie was fine, but now a more difficult problem arose. The door to the freezer room had closed, and since they were both inside, it couldn't be opened from the inside. Both quickly began trembling from the -35 degrees Celsius cold. Not dying at the hands of the monster, but freezing to death in a freezer sounded truly ridiculous. "Hey, let me ask you, how did a kid like you know to lead that monster here?" Wang Kai asked curiously. Xiao Jie didn't answer, but instead advised Wang Kai to talk less to save energy and avoid losing body heat. "You really are a taciturn guy. If we manage to survive and get out of here, where do you want to go?" Wang Kai ignored the advice and kept asking. Xiao Jie simply replied, "Go home." "Aha, turns out you brat know how to speak human language too, huh? That's more like it. After all, we just became friends through a life and death situation earlier. As for me, I have to avenge my brother. That is also the only reason for me to keep living. My name is Xiao Jie." Xiao Jie finally opened up and introduced himself to Wang Kai. "If we can survive and get out of here this time, let's act together, Xiao Jie." Just then, the door to the cold storage room slowly opened. Both immediately became alert, weapons in hand, ready for battle. But behind the cold storage door was not a monster, but the girl, Xiao Mei. She didn't leave, but chose to return to save the two of them. At the same time, outside, a group of Special Forces soldiers, fully equipped with guns and military gear, was slowly entering the city. Cooling suits functioning normally, holding formation, always alert, approaching the target office building. Among them, there was a soldier who seemed to be in actual combat for the first time, currently trembling uncontrollably, unable to even hold his gun steady. "Don't be so tense. Revealing emotions will attract the monsters to us," the team captain immediately reassured him. Very quickly, the Special Forces group faced a tentacle monster. Its speed was very fast. In the blink of an eye, it attacked and sliced off the head of one person in the group. "Report, our team has suffered serious casualties, requesting reinforcements." The other end of the line responded, "Time is urgent. You guys act first. Reinforcements will come later. No matter what, you must bring the person back here intact for me." At this moment, inside the building, the three of them, Xiao Jie, Wang Kai, and Xiao Mei, were stepping forward together to find a safe shelter. "First, let's try to search for supplies and items, then find a safe shelter," the experienced Wang Kai commanded. Xiao Mei didn't quite understand. Didn't Wang Kai himself say earlier that there was a shelter on the rooftop? Why aren't they going there? Or finding a place with the army, wouldn't that be better? It turned out, according to Wang Kai, there was a troublesome guy up there. They would rather build their own base than go up to the rooftop.
I don't want to associate with that guy, so after getting her up there safely, I'll leave immediately. But at this moment, Xiao Jie wanted to separate from the group because he wanted to return home to check on his mother's situation.
Are you crazy? It's full of monsters outside right now. How can you survive on your own? But ignoring Wang Kai's advice, Xiao Jie still chose to leave by himself. Hey, Xiao Jie, didn't we say we'd act together? Wang Kai still tried to persuade Xiao Jie. But I've already been bitten by the tentacle monsters. I'm not sure how much time I have left. You two shouldn't risk staying near me either. I could turn into a monster at any moment. Things having reached this point, Wang Kai could no longer stop Xiao Jie, leaving him helpless as he watched him leave alone. Mom, you have to wait for me to come back. No matter what happens, I will take you away. Outside City L, everywhere was now occupied by monsters. In just half a short day, corpses lay scattered, and the streets were desolate.
Currently, the disaster may very likely have become a global issue. We are still discussing measures to cope with it. Our city has dispatched the military to conduct a wide-scale search for survivors, so citizens must try their best to survive and wait for the rescue team to arrive. The city's refuge area is located at the stadium of City L. Survivors who are still able to move, please relocate to the designated location on your own. Currently, the signal towers have collapsed. Those lucky enough to survive and see this news, please pass it on to others. Let us overcome this difficult period together. My next objective is to go home and find my mother. That's right. I wonder if the phone works yet. It seems the situation outside is even worse than I imagined. In that case, there is only one path left to take. Sticking to the old plan, I'll walk along the pedestrian tunnel to get to the subway. The subway surely isn't operating normally anymore. Walking through there covers 7 stations and will take at least 2 hours. I don't know what unpredictable dangers I'll encounter on the way, but the most essential thing right now is definitely supplies. The convenience store right on the first floor is the best choice. I just need to grab a few bottles of water, instant food, and some dry provisions. That should be enough. Wait a minute. Why don't I feel hot anymore? My body doesn't seem to be sweating anymore, even though the outside temperature is clearly exceeding 50 degrees Celsius. I've just gone through a series of intense physical activities. Thinking back, when did these abnormalities start? Could it be from that moment? Ever since waking up again, my body started slowly becoming strange? It's just that I was in a series of emergencies back then, so I didn't have time to notice. Then there's only one possibility. It's because of that tentacle monster. Could it be that after being bitten by those monsters, the human body adapts to this high temperature? But why haven't I mutated yet? Thinking back on all the mutation cases I've seen, perhaps they are all related to emotions. That giant monster also said what it wanted was emotions. Could it be that I haven't mutated yet because I'm used to suppressing my emotions? So the condition for mutation is indeed emotion. Fine. Either way, not feeling the heat anymore is an advantage for me. If the pedestrian tunnel isn't clear, I can try walking outside, but the first task is still to gather as many supplies as possible. The main target is the convenience store. Good, I have safely reached the convenience store. No signs of any monsters for now. When Xiao Jie stepped inside the convenience store, he realized it had long become a battlefield, with headless corpses lying everywhere and blood splattered all over the floor. Calm down, I must suppress my emotions. Luckily, there are still some supplies left here. Time is tight. This isn't a place to stay for long. After putting supplies into his backpack, Xiao Jie immediately headed towards the pedestrian tunnel. Just as Xiao Jie was about to leave, a voice rang out from a walkie-talkie not far away. Hey, you there. All the stuff here belongs to us. If you dare take anything without permission, don't expect to leave this building alive.
Xiao Jie immediately looked around once and discovered a camera panning straight towards him. Pick up the walkie-talkie, follow my instructions, bring food and drinks up to the rooftop. We have plenty of supplies here. If you want to live, you have to listen to me. But Xiao Jie put on a cold, expressionless face and uttered 3 words, I refuse. After speaking, without letting the other party make a sound, he coldly stomped on the walkie-talkie, crushing it. Very quickly after that, Xiao Jie approached the door leading down to the pedestrian tunnel. Stepping through the door, Xiao Jie immediately reassured himself to stay calm, not to be too tense, and not to reveal any emotion of fear. With every step down the stairs, Xiao Jie heard strange sounds again. I'm so scared. I can't take it anymore. Are you scared? What is that sound? Xiao Jie didn't understand where this sound was coming from. Just listen to the situation first. If it doesn't work out, then leave. Getting close to the wall, Xiao Jie finally knew where that terrifying sound was coming from. It was from a giant monster, its whole body like a worm, constantly moaning, inviting curious, ill-fated victims to come closer. It probably hasn't detected me yet, right? Xiao Jie immediately trembled, covering his mouth with his hand, not daring to breathe loudly. Control it. I must control myself.
Xiao Jie could only helplessly return upstairs. It seemed the tunnel was also blocked. That monster looked too tough to deal with. He had to go outside and try his luck. The best option would be to find a car that could still start. "Hey, it's you, right? Hand over our food and drinks." Suddenly, two burly men armed with weapons stepped forward to block Xiao Jie's path. I was too careless, he thought. This area is within the range of surveillance cameras. So Xiao Jie's movements had been tracked by these people. "Hurry up, didn't you hear what we said? Even if it's just a tiny bit of supplies, we can't let you take it away." The two thugs continued to threaten him. Wait, there was absolutely no emotion in their eyes. While Xiao Jie was noticing this detail, one of the thugs lost patience and struck him directly on the head with a stick. "If you're going to be so ungrateful, then we have no choice but to kill you." The thug holding a knife prepared to stab Xiao Jie. Just then, he heard a sound coming from behind. Immediately after, the monster's hand smashed through the door and grabbed the thug. As soon as he saw the monster, the thug holding the stick became terrified, his whole body trembling uncontrollably. Xiao Jie seized the opportunity to subdue the thug. "From now on, if you want to live, listen to me. Use that emotionless state you had earlier, and the monster won't notice you." But the thug seemed like a different person now, continuing to show fear as he said, "I think the medicine is worn off." Because he kept emitting the scent of fear, the monster sensed it and attacked. Xiao Jie managed to pull him down just in time to dodge the monster's strike.
Shut your mouth, suppress your emotions, and follow me. Whether you live or not depends on yourself now. Finally, Xiao Jie led the thugs straight to the restroom. Perhaps there were no surveillance cameras left here? "Hey, earlier you said something about the medicine wearing off. If you don't reveal anything, I can completely leave you here to rot." After a moment of hesitation, the man finally decided to talk. After all, it was better than dying in this place. "Actually, the young master forced those of us on missions to take a type of drug. He conducted many experiments and found a drug that can suppress emotions extremely quickly. After taking it, we won't attract the monsters anymore. But the drug's effect only lasts for 15 minutes, and the side effects are extremely severe. This drug is also strictly controlled by him. If the drug wears off, we are no different from live targets for the monsters." "So who exactly is this young master you speak of?" Xiao Jie asked again. "Him? He is the son of the group chairman, who is also the owner of this building. He is not only wealthy, but also powerful. Even in this special time, he can still mobilize all resources. Since the monsters appeared, he has established a shelter right on the rooftop." At this moment, in the shelter room, that young master was communicating with the rescue team. "Young master, can you hear us? Please maintain contact on Channel 9, and please strictly report your position to us. We are currently at the deepest part of the first-floor lobby." Hearing this, the young master calmly sat down on the sofa nearby. "Everyone, the rescue army is coming soon. We also have supplies in hand, and I even have a gun. Just listen to me, and I guarantee that all of you will survive. Is that clear?" Of course, those people had to tremble before the pressure created by that young master. They all trembled and answered in unison, "Yes, we will listen to you. Please help us survive." Young Master Zhao Cheng, in reality, was a demon even more terrifying than the monsters. Can mobilize all resources, huh? Xiao Jie suddenly showed interest in this young Master Zhao Cheng. He threw the backpack containing items to the thug and demanded that he lead him up to the rooftop.
Welcome new members to my shelter. In here, there is cooling air conditioning running 24/7. The restroom can be used in turns. Everyone gets to shower once a week. Every day, each person will be issued 1 bottle of water, 2 packs of cookies, and a loaf of bread. If there are outstanding contributions to the shelter, extra food can be received as a reward. As long as everyone listens to what I say, it will be fine. Among the crowd, it seems there are both Wang Kai and Xiao Mei.
they still chose to come here to ensure their own safety. A four-eyed guy raised his hand to speak. I have a small opinion. If only you guys have self-defense weapons, then how can our safety be guaranteed? Facing the question from Four Eyes, Zhao Cheng directly pressed a gun against his head and replied, I can only guarantee that you won't die by my hands, that's all. Being someone who couldn't stand Zhao Cheng's way of doing things, Wang Kai immediately stepped out to struggle for the gun with him. That's enough, stop it right now. This action of Wang Kai naturally provoked Zhao Cheng. Hey, just kidding a bit, don't get so tense. Your name is Wang Kai, right? Come here, let's have a little chat. Back to Xiao Jie's side, after giving the backpack to the thug, Xiao Jie washed his face and the bloodstains on his body once over.
So, shall we set off? First, we have to find the young master's private elevator. The elevator is right by the fire door on the first floor. Luckily, it's not too far from here. Thus, the thug walked in front. Xiao Jie followed step by step behind, his hand never leaving the iron bar to guard against monsters that could appear at any moment. But from earlier until now, Xiao Jie always had a strange feeling. He didn't know what was wrong with the wound on his neck. It kept throbbing with dull pain, and his consciousness was gradually becoming blurry. Immediately after, Xiao Jie's whole body was exhausted, and he collapsed onto the ground. Perhaps he was trying to resist the venom of that parasite inside his body, which led to this symptom of coma. Normally, after being parasitized, the host would quickly lose emotional control and undergo mutation, yet he could still control his actions, and moreover, his appearance showed no signs of transformation at all. Hello, Xiao Cheng? Perhaps we have found that key element. The thug, after checking Xiao Jie once, immediately pulled out his walkie-talkie to contact the young master. Going back a bit in time, in front of a row of computer screens, the previous scene of the three, Xiao Jie, Wang Kai, and Xiao Mei fighting the monster, had been observed entirely by this man wearing glasses. Immediately after, the door to this secret room was pushed open. Young Master Xiao Cheng walked in and asked the man with glasses how the situation was progressing. This person immediately stood up, took off his glasses, and pointed at Xiao Jie's photo. We are only missing this key element. And this person was none other than the guy currently walking with Xiao Jie. While he was in a coma, Xiao Jie once again heard those urging voices. Come here, be afraid. This time just release it all. Fear level reaches 100%. Seeing the image of his mother, Xiao Jie's line of defense finally collapsed. He shed tears. He showed fear. It's a hallucination. It must be a hallucination. My mother must still be at home waiting for me. Meanwhile, outside, that man was carrying the unconscious Xiao Jie back to the secret base. He was unaware that from behind Xiao Jie's wound, a tentacle and an eye suddenly appeared. That tentacle moved on its own, stabbing straight into the man's body just like that, causing the skin on his face to quickly melt. Because of the extreme pain, that man could only let go of Xiao Jie, clutching his face and screaming endlessly. At this moment, that tentacle also returned inside Xiao Jie's body, disappearing as if it had never existed, and Xiao Jie suddenly opened his eyes and woke up.
Xiao Jie woke up, not understanding what had just happened, only seeing the guy in front of him screaming incessantly. I might turn into a monster. Don't mind me anymore. You go quickly. Take the walkie-talkie. The young master will tell you the elevator password. Hurry up. Xiao Jie had no choice but to follow his words, snatching the walkie-talkie. Try your best to control your emotions. Hopefully we can meet again in the future. But as soon as Xiao Jie was out of sight, the guy immediately changed his attitude completely. The fear vanished instantly, replaced by an expressionless face. Did that guy just transfer his emotions to me? I've truly never seen this type of mutation before. Could this be another form of evolution? Let's just let this guy get to the shelter first and observe him for a while. We will definitely meet again. As soon as the elevator doors opened, in front of Xiao Jie were 3 thugs with cold weapons in their hands. Each one looked extremely terrifying. Young Master Zhao Cheng stepped forward. Welcome to my shelter. You can call me Young Master.
Xiao Jie didn't pay too much attention to this guy, but he had already spotted 2 people he knew in the distance, Wang Kai and Xiao Mei. Very quickly after that, Xiao Jie joined a group of people on this shelter floor. He was even given a loaf of bread and a bottle of water. It's pretty comfortable in here, isn't it, Xiao Jie? But why did you come up here too? Did you miss me? Are you happy to see me again? Xiao Jie replied while eating, It's a long story, but why do you still like talking such nonsense? Let's get back to the main topic. How much do you 2 understand about this young master and this shelter as well? As soon as the young master was mentioned, Wang Kai's face immediately darkened. In this situation, just being alive is something to celebrate. Isn't that right, Xiao Mei? Anyway, just finish your meal, Xiaojie. The spread is pretty tasty. I finished mine, but I'm still craving more. Very quickly after that, night fell. When everyone was fast asleep, Wang Kai suddenly sat up. He took 2 pills out of his pocket, popped them into his mouth, and then put on his hat. It was time to set off. Afterward, Wang Kai and 3 other young men geared up one by one and walked straight toward the elevator. Before leaving, Wang Kai looked back one last time at the sleeping Xiaojie, and a segment of memory resurfaced in his mind.
You must survive to return, old Wang. That was a confidant of Wang Kai, also someone with an impulsive personality just like Xiaojie. But as soon as Wang Kai and the others entered the elevator, Xiaojie, who seemed to be fast asleep, suddenly opened his eyes and woke up. The troops have arrived at the designated location. Come out and support immediately. The young master's order rang out from the walkie-talkie. Wang Kai said, "If you break your promise, you know exactly what the consequences will be. Rest assured." Young Master Chao Cheng on the other side laughed coldly, speaking as if you guys still have your lives to return anyway. Wang Kai's group had no idea that at this moment, the special forces who had entered the building for the rescue had already been wiped out. Young Master Chao Cheng, why did you say there were no monsters in here? By the time Wang Kai and the people behind him arrived to reinforce, it was too late. The special forces team seemed to have been annihilated. Just when they thought everyone was dead, one of the special forces soldiers suddenly opened his mouth to call for help. Seeing this, Wang Kai coldly drew his blade, preparing to stab the soldier to death. But as the blade was about to descend, Wang Kai suddenly regained his senses, and the blade could not be swung down. What's wrong? Did the medicine wear off? Take 2 more pills. Don't forget the mission the young master assigned to us. Just as Wang Kai was about to pour 2 more pills into his mouth, Xiaojie suddenly appeared from behind and knocked the medicine bottle out of his hand. I knew there was something wrong with you, Wang Kai. I wasn't sleeping from the start. Then I saw the code. You guys have been deceived, but it's too late now. There is a giant monster in here. As soon as Xiaojie finished speaking, sure enough, that giant monster appeared before everyone's eyes, which also coincided with the moment the medicine in their bodies lost its effect. Before everyone was a monster with a body nearly 10 meters tall. It just chewed up a living person alive like that. Wang Kai tried to calm everyone down while ordering the group to prepare for combat. The group then took out the weapons prepared in advance one by one. Some shot nets to bind the monster's legs, others readied freezing sprays. But it seemed that these weapons had no effect whatsoever in front of the monster. It just roared once and shattered the ropes. Immediately after, a person in the group was swiped by the monster's hand, his head separated from his neck, scaring the rest of the people pale.
Right after killing that person, the monster had no intention of stopping. Its giant hand immediately struck towards Xiaojie. What is going on? This is the thing that grew out of my neck before? Is it calling out to me? Where is this place? Xiaojie did not understand how he ended up here. Right in front of him was that tentacle with the strange eye. This is inside your brain. I exist inside your amygdala. The amygdala plays a core role in processing and regulating emotions, forming emotional memories, recognizing danger, and triggering the fight response. Xiaojie did not expect this thing could actually communicate with him. What the hell are you? I am you, and you are me. I am here to help you. I can deal with that monster for you. You just need to give your emotions to me, but you also need to pay me a small fee. While Xiaojie was communicating with the creature in his brain, outside his body stood motionless, leaving himself open to the monster's attack. Wang Kai noticed Xiaojie wasn't right and rushed over to push him down, luckily avoiding the monster's attack. What are you standing there dazing out for? Run, quick! Thus, the survivors immediately ran for their lives. The giant monster behind them chased relentlessly. Quick, lure it to attack the left wall. As long as it destroys that load-bearing wall, the ceiling will collapse along one side. Xiaojie explained his plan while running. This monster had a huge body and moved slowly, so it would likely be crushed by the ceiling. That could buy them some time. The 3 of them immediately followed the plan Xiaojie proposed. They ran straight towards the left wall, luring the monster to attack it. Everything happened exactly as Xiaojie had said. The monster destroyed the wall, and the ceiling collapsed onto its massive body, preventing it from chasing Xiaojie's group any further. However, one thing Xiaojie hadn't calculated was that due to the recent tremor, the exit from this basement was also blocked by debris. Meanwhile, behind them, the monster was still struggling continuously. It was about to break free from the confinement of the collapsed wall fragments. Xiaojie gritted his teeth, recalling the words of the creature in his brain earlier. At this moment, perhaps that was the only way left. I have a way to kill this monster, but I need you 2 to give me a hand. That monster is huge. Do you really have a way to kill it?
Wang Kai was a bit skeptical. Its dominant emotion is fear, so we just need to transmit a lot of fear into it to make it explode, right?
What? Transfer emotions? Are you kidding me? It would be better to quickly find a way to escape from here. Naturally, Xiaojie's words made the survivors skeptical. Xiaojie, at a time like this, please stop being so stingy with your words. Xiaojie didn't say another word. He summoned the eye monster from within his body, yet he maintained his consciousness and sanity without losing control. The person accompanying Wang Kai, seeing a monster emerge from Xiaojie, immediately drew his gun, preparing to fire at Xiaojie. Wang Kai immediately stopped him. Don't do that. Let's hear him out first. If he were a monster, we would have been dead long ago. Put down the weapon and listen to him. He once saved my life. I am willing to trust his words. Xiaojie also continued. If you two have a better way, you can choose not to trust my words, because even I don't know if this method of mine will succeed. Since the others truly had no other options, they had only one choice left at this moment, to trust Xiaojie. The plan then proceeded as proposed. Wang Kai and the other person, one sprayed freezing gas at the monster, while the other chopped at its limbs. Meanwhile, Xiaojie was ceaselessly transferring his emotions into the eye monster. It wasn't enough. It was still lacking. This little bit of emotion wouldn't be enough to defeat it. To amplify the emotions in his heart, Xiaojie immediately thought of the scene where his mother was harmed. The emotions in his body surged instantly, causing the eye monster to become extremely terrifying. Great, this is it. I'm going in. The eye monster charged toward the giant monster, transmitting all of Xiaojie's negative emotions into that colossal body. Then a loud boom was heard, as the monster's massive body suddenly blew open a large hole. Is it done? Did we succeed? Everyone there thought the huge monster was finished. However, the eye monster beside Xiaojie said no. It still wasn't enough to destroy that thing. I'm so scared. Where are my hands? I want more hands. Where are my hands? I'm so scared. The giant monster suddenly became agitated. We need more. Add a lot more fear, the eye monster reminded. Xiaojie told this to Wang Kai, and upon hearing it, Wang Kai suggested using his own fear as well, as it was better than sitting there waiting to die.
Xiaojie didn't know if this was safe or not, but there was no other way. The eye monster immediately rushed towards Wang Kai, absorbing all of Wang Kai's fear. You have to live until the end, and go back there, old Wang. That memory fragment resurfaced in Wang Kai's mind. But before the words were finished, that friend of Wang Kai died right in front of him. Thanks to this fear from Wang Kai, the fear emotions of Xiaojie and Wang Kai merged into one, reaching 100%. Now it was enough. The eye monster immediately released Wang Kai. Once again, it charged straight towards the giant monster, transmitting that entire pile of emotions into it. But this time, there was no explosion, no aftershock. Only Xiaojie and Wang Kai were suddenly pulled to a completely strange place. Looking around, it looked like an internet cafe, with many people focused intently in front of computer screens. Hey, what's wrong with you two? Only the remaining guy was not pulled into that strange space. He discovered that both Xiaojie, Wang Kai, and the monster suddenly became motionless. While Xiaojie and Wang Kai didn't understand what was happening, a man pushed the door open and walked in. Where is that guy Xiaoju? Damn it, where did he run off to again? I can see this kid doesn't want to work anymore.
Xiaojie tried touching the book next to him. Could this be an illusion? But he could still touch it, proving it wasn't an illusion. However, the person next to the pile of books couldn't see Xiaojie and Wang Kai. He only saw the book fall to the ground on its own. Even though they can't see us, it seems it's not like we can't interact with things. Did we travel to another universe? The bald man was still constantly looking for the person called Xiaoju. When he heard everyone say he went out to smoke, the old man looked grumpy. Let me go find this guy. I told him he has to submit 10 drawings to me today. Why does Xiaoju always wait until the last minute lately? Ever since the boss let us use AI, he's been acting strange, drawing by hand all day only to get a few sheets done. It would be strange if you didn't get scolded. Just then, the eye monster also appeared. Don't rush, you two. This is our main character. There is only one way to defeat him thoroughly, which is to find the source of his fear. As for how to find it, that depends on the ability of you two.
Xiaoju looked at the photo on the empty desk. The person in this photo must be Xiaoju. Let's split up and find him. Search all the places where people can smoke first. So Xiaojie and Wang Kai immediately split up to act. They encountered many people smoking, but none of them was the Xiaoju they needed to find. Xiaojie suddenly remembered there was one more place where one could smoke, the tunnel entrance, which was also the place where he first met that giant monster. At this moment, inside the tunnel entrance, the Xiaoju that Xiaojie was looking for was indeed hiding there. But he wasn't hiding to smoke. He was hiding to try and finish his unfinished painting. The last one. Just the last one. I can definitely finish it. I will definitely do it. I will defeat AI. But Xiaoju was completely unaware that a tentacle monster had quietly approached him, burrowing into Xiaoju's body to parasitize him. Then the door to the tunnel entrance was pushed open. The bald boss, seeing Xiaoju, immediately started yelling. "Xiaoju, damn it, I've been looking for you for half a day. Damn it, stop being so useless. Is there any man who cowers and hides in here all day? Where are the 10 drawings I told you to submit today? And I told you to use AI. Why won't you use it? Do you know that in the whole group you are the slowest? Damn it, do you actually think you are a real artist? Did I spend a pile of money hiring you to come here and do art for me to see? I want progress. Progress. Do you understand human speech? Prick up your ears and listen carefully to me."
People like you, damn it. If you can do it, then do it. If you can't, then quit. Don't stand there wasting my time making money. The boss's words became increasingly excessive. Xiaoju had begun to lose control, clutching his ears tightly, not wanting to hear another word. "Stop scolding me. Stop talking. I'm so scared. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anymore. I'm so scared." Xiaoju's body also began to mutate, becoming more and more bloated. Countless arms sprouted from Xiaoju's roster body, just like his wish to have more arms to draw. As soon as he transformed into a giant monster, the first thing Xiaoju did was kill that foul-mouthed boss. Although this was just an illusion, witnessing this scene with their own eyes was enough to give Xiaojie and Wang Kai goosebumps. But Xiaojie realized one thing: the ears. He was afraid of being scolded by his boss, so when he evolved, he chose to discard his ears. So I guess his weakness lies in his ears. Right at this moment, Xiaojie and Wang Kai's consciousness returned to reality. Now they had a goal. They must find the ears of this giant monster at all costs. Ears? But looking at this thing, I don't see ears anywhere. Where are we supposed to find its ears? The remaining man asked, looking a bit bewildered. He must have hidden his ears away. Now we have to find a way to break through his outer shell first. Then the three of them coordinated their attacks, starting with Xiaojie flying up high thanks to the eye monster. The two below immediately froze the feet of the Xiaoju monster. Then Xiaojie used the eye monster's momentum to climb over Xiaoju's body, while Wang Kai threw the axe in his hand up to Xiaojie. Immediately after, Xiaojie gifted the Xiaoju monster an axe blow, directly opening a large hole in Xiaoju's head. "Nice one, Xiaojie. This attack was effective. However, we still haven't seen the monster's ears anywhere." Relying on its massive size, this giant monster's defensive power was also extremely terrifying. Despite being hit like that, it remained unscathed.
Sure enough, try continuing to attack his wound, Xiaojie immediately ordered, but that man showed fear. Why hasn't this ended yet? If this keeps up, we're done for. Because he revealed his fear, he immediately became the monster's target. Half of his chest was blown away in the blink of an eye. Immediately after, the monster switched its target to Wang Kai. Although he was lucky enough to dodge, half of Wang Kai's face was still bloodied. "I'm not dead yet, but this guy probably won't make it. If we keep going like this, we won't be able to hold on much longer either. Xiaojie, get me up there. I want to tear this monster's wound open." Then Xiaojie put his arm around Wang Kai's shoulder, borrowing the power of the eye monster to launch him up to the monster's head. Both Xiaojie and Wang Kai landed on the monster's wound at the same time, and together they exerted force to tear the wound open. When the wound was opened, it was exactly as they had speculated earlier. Inside, it was entirely made of ears. Wang Kai immediately took out his axe and continuously chopped down at the monster's ears. This time, another loud explosion rang out, and the ears hidden deep inside the monster's body exploded just like that. Watching the giant monster in front of them vanish into dust and smoke, Xiaojie and Wang Kai breathed a sigh of relief. Is it really over this time? But as the smoke and dust gradually cleared, they saw that the giant monster Xiaoji was not dead yet. He was much smaller than before, but still not completely destroyed. "I'm so scared. My hands. Could it be that his real weakness wasn't the ears? But now it seemed he had no desire to attack, and his movements were significantly slower." The eye monster at the side immediately said, "I see it now. Those two hands are the source of his fear. We just need to cut off those hands and it will end everything."
Hearing this, Wang Kai did not hesitate to rush forward, using the axe in his hand to chop off the two arms of the Xiaoju monster. Strange streams of black mist sprayed from Xiaoju's body, which were immediately absorbed continuously into the monster's body. Finally took the bait. Give me more. Ha ha. Fear is truly delicious. So comfortable. Bring me even more fear. The eye monster grew larger and larger. It was ceaselessly absorbing the fear of both Xiaoju and Xiaojie. Your body is about to become mine. Seeing this, Wang Kai threatened the eye monster. Stop right now, or I'll hack you to death. But the eye monster showed no fear, because if Wang Kai dared to kill it, Xiaojie would also have to die. Wang Kai ignored its threat. Even so, I won't let him turn into a monster. I'll kill you.
Seeing Wang Kai about to really slash, the eye monster immediately got scared. All right, I surrender. But let me absorb all the fear of that monster first. We have to go through that guy's inner mind to resolve the root of everything so Xiaojie can return to his original state. Once again, the consciousness of Xiaojie and Wang Kai was pulled into a strange space. It's so good to see you again, Xiaojie. At this moment, inside the company, it was already midnight, but Xiaoju hadn't got off work yet. He was still trying to complete each painting, one after another, telling himself absolutely not to touch AI. A colleague said, I say, old Jew, why do you have to be so stubborn? Just consider AI as a tool to increase productivity. Look at me. In just a flash, I've outputted dozens of images. And after all, this is just a job. Aren't you afraid of losing it? Xiaoju suddenly went mad. What the hell do you know? Even if I lose my job, I have to use my own hands to defeat AI. Finally, until nearly dawn, Xiaoju finished the drawing and left the company. Compared to losing his job, he was more afraid of losing his passion and enthusiasm for creation. Because since childhood, Xiaoju had carried a desire for painting and creation. His paintings since childhood were full of bright colors. I didn't expect to see such brilliant scenery in this apocalypse. In the memory, the boy called out, Dad, look quickly at this small house I drew. Dad, how can I draw even better? The father patted Xiaoju's head and replied, Zuzu, you must remember carefully, as long as you keep the passion for creation, even if it's just a very simple smiley face, under our hands, we can breathe a soul into it. Although it's rare to relax like this, the important thing is to help him restore his original state first. Wang Kai whispered from the side, So what do you plan to do, Xiaojie?
Xiaojie suddenly sat up, took out a painting, drew a figure on it, and then let the wind blow the picture away. The drawing in Xiaoju's hand was suddenly blown away by the wind, and he chased after it. I absolutely cannot lose this last bit of passion. But in the end, Xiaoju couldn't catch up. His painting was still blown away by the wind. However, immediately after, another drawing fell in front of Xiaoju. It was still that familiar smiling face, but now a line of text appeared. You don't need to have so many hands for anything. These 2 hands of yours are enough to create the whole world. After reading those words, it was as if Xiaoju had let go of the obsession in his heart. Under the pouring rain, a satisfied smile blossomed on his face. Returning to reality, Xiaoju's monster body also slowly dissipated as his obsession was resolved, and that red-eyed monster also slowly shrank, returning once again inside Xiaojie's neck. Welcome back, Xiaojie. But now we still have a bit of a headache. The door is blocked. We have to find another way out. Just then, suddenly Xiaoju's hand reached out, flying past the faces of Xiaojie and Wang Kai, shattering the door behind them. Did he just open a path for us? Before completely vanishing, Xiaoju suddenly opened his mouth to say 2 words, thank you, to the 2 men in front of him. After being created a path by Xiaoju, Xiaojie and Wang Kai immediately hid in a place without monsters or surveillance cameras. At this moment, Xiaoji asked the reason why that Zhao Cheng sent Wang Kai's group down to the basement. Zhao Cheng told us that the military would come here to kill all the survivors, and our mission was to stop the military. Then what about the condition for you to agree to that guy's words? Xiaojie asked again. Wang Kai recalled the previous conversation with Zhao Cheng. Wang Kai, I know you have outstanding abilities. Being a little stubborn doesn't matter. Don't you want to know the real reason leading to Zhao Xiaoguang's death? Badge number 1067, former police officer, Wang Kai.